Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me. My name's Dina. We're going to move through a slow flow practice together. So let's get started in child's pose. Go ahead and open your knees to the edges of the mat. We'll bring our big toes together to touch behind. We're just going to start to extend the arms out across the mat. And then sink and settle. Hips to heels. Forehead to the mat. We'll just let it relax in that space between the arms. So opening up through the fingertips, spreading all 10 fingers nice and wide. And then allow those fingers to come back, make contact with the mat. Notice where your knees, your shins, and the top of your feet make contact. With each exhale, sink a little bit deeper. As you inhale, open and expand through the front of the chest as well as the back. Make space between the shoulder blades. And then with your exhale, just allow those to relax down the back. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the hips to the heels. Find one more full inhale and exhale. And we're going to come up to tabletop, bringing our knees together underneath the hips. Bringing our hands underneath the shoulders, and we're just going to continue with that inhale, exhale breath and take it through a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, we'll drop the belly, we'll open the front of the chest, take the gaze forward. And then as you exhale, we'll round the spine, pull the hips under, pull the chin toward the chest. Inhaling. You're just going to use your breath to guide you and to set your pace. Exhaling. Inhale, open, fill the chest. And exhale, pressing all the air out, pulling that belly button toward the spine. Taking another full inhale and exhale, 2 more rounds. And then coming back to find the neutral spine, we'll tuck the toes and we'll lift the hips to find our down dog. So take a moment here just to move it out. Take any movements that feel nice. And then as you're ready, settling into that down dog. So once again, we have those fingertips spread wide. We're grounding down through the base of the thumb, the base of the first finger, finding contact with that mat. Pressing back away from the hands and pressing the center of the heel toward the mat. Lifting the hips toward the ceiling and pressing those sits bones to the wall behind us. Just to let your head be heavy between the arms. Take one more full inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, take a look at the hands, and then one big step or maybe a couple of steps, we're going to walk the feet toward the top of the mat and then fold forward. Inhale, we're going to ground down through the feet, we're going to lift and rise to Tadasana, reaching up and over. And exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forward. Halfway lift as you inhale. And then plant the hands. You can walk it back, big step back, or you can hop back into your high to low plank. Open the chest on your inhale. Press back on your exhale. Breathing here. Taking another inhale. With the exhale, prepare. We're going to bend the knees, take a look at the hands, walk, step, or a little hop to the top of the mat, and then we exhale and fold. Tadasana, ground through your feet, lift and take those hands toward the ceiling. Exhale, fold it forward. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step it back. So your option is you can take it through that flow, high plank to low plank, or you can press straight into down dog. You choose whatever you feel like. You can mix and match it all through our practice today. Breathing here. One more inhale. Bend those knees. Prepare with your exhale. Walk, step, come to the top of your mat. Fold forward. Tadasana, ground through the feet, lift and inhale, exhale and fold. Half lift. Plant those hands, take it back, high to low plank, or go straight into that down dog. Open the chest as you inhale. Exhale as you press back. Right leg. Crescent lunge. So we're just going to take that right foot, place it between the hands, and then we're just going to pause here for a moment just to find our balance. We're going to stay on those left toes. Left heel is going to lift. When you're ready, we're going to inhale. And then we're going to sink into it. So our right knee, our right toes are going to point to the wall in front of you. Our hips are square to the front of the mat. Our chest and shoulders are square to the front of the mat. Big inhale. See if you can take it a little bit deeper with that exhale, pressing that left heel to the wall behind you, lifting through the back of that left knee. One more inhale, and then hands to the floor, high to low plank, or take it straight into that down dog. Inhale, exhale. On your inhale, left foot to crescent lunge. Place it between the hands. Find that balance before you lift and rise. So again, we're going to pause here for a moment just to make sure that everything is right. We've got our left knee and toes forward. Right heel presses toward the back wall. We're lifted up onto those right toes. Reaching tall. Sink a little bit deeper. One more inhale. Hands to the floor, high to low plank, or press, take it straight back, down dog. Breathing here. Right leg, crescent lunge. Plant the foot, find your balance. When you're ready, we inhale and rise. Sink a little deeper with that exhale. And then we're just going to simply add a twist. So inhale, reach those fingers for the ceiling, and exhale, reach and open the fingers to the front and back of the room. So we're going to try to keep everything just as it is in that low body, but just twist and open up those arms. Inhaling, exhale here. Inhale, crescent lunge. And then we're going to take that left foot, big step to the top of the mat. Sink into chair pose. So go ahead and lift those 10 toes, spread them nice and wide. Feel how the center of the heel, the front of the foot grounds into the floor, then replace those toes in the floor. Open that chest to the front of the room as you inhale. Sink a little bit deeper with the exhale. Inhale, forward fold, halfway lift, plant the hands, take it back, high to low plank, or go straight into your down dog. Big inhale, exhale here, left foot, crescent lunge, plant that foot, keep the right heel lifted, inhale and rise. Find an inhale. And then we're going to twist it open to the left this time. Try to keep that low body just as it is. Reach fingers forward, reach fingers back. Find an inhale. Exhale here. Inhale through center. And then right foot steps to meet left. Sink into chair pose. Inhale. Sink a little bit more. One more inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, take it back. High to low plank or straight to down dog. Right leg, 3-point. So this time we're just going to lift that right leg, pressing that heel to the wall behind us. Take a look at your right toes. We're going to make sure that they're all facing or pointing toward the ground. Pressing that left heel into the mat. Inhale. Cheetah. We're going to pull the knee into the nose. 3-point. Mountain climber. We're going to bring that right knee to our right elbow, or maybe even lift it a little bit higher toward our right armpit. 3-point. Cross cheetah. Take it across the body to the left elbow or the left armpit. 3-point. High to low plank or hold here, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing. Left foot, warrior, or 3-point. Press that heel back, toes to the floor, big inhale, knee to nose, cheetah. 3-point. Mountain climber, knee to left elbow or left armpit, 3-point. Cross cheetah. Take it across the body. Keep that knee high. 3-point. High to low plank or straight into your down dog. Right leg, 3-point. Warrior 1. So we're going to plant the foot between the hands. This time, back foot is going to spin flat. Find that balance and inhale and rise. So just a slight difference in this Warrior 1 and our crescent lunge. Right knee, right toes are still facing forward. That left foot flat to the floor, and we're grounding down through the outer edge of that foot. Hips are probably going to be angled to the side, which is fine, but we're going to take the upper body, the chest, the shoulders, and we're going to reach for the ceiling here as we angle those to the top of the mat. Take an inhale. Warrior 2. We're simply going to open up. So this time we're going to allow the hips to open a little more to the side, allow the chest and shoulders to open, and then we're going to reach the fingers front and back. Reaching long, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, maybe take it a little bit deeper. Now our lower body is going to stay just as it is as we take it back to peaceful warrior. So left hand is going to drop down, right hand is going to reach up and then back. Keep lifting and breathing. You're going to feel the extension from that right hip through the side body and then reach it out through those right fingers. One more inhale. Triangle. We're going to straighten both legs. We're going to start with those arms extended, and then you're going to reach the right fingers long. Once you can't reach any longer, you're going to drop that hand down, maybe to the shin. If you have a block or a book or something at home, then you can drop that hand to a block. And then we're going to start to open the chest to the left side of the room. And with this triangle pose, what we want to make sure we're not doing is dumping into this arm, meaning letting all of the weight fall in there. So try to very lightly allow that hand or maybe the fingertips to rest on your block or your shin or wherever you're reaching for. You can also just kind of hang it out right there. And then open it up. We've got right shoulder on the bottom, left shoulder above it, and then reach for those left fingertips. Reaching long. One more inhale. Exhale it here. Peaceful warrior. Bend that front knee again. Left hand down, right hand reaches up and over. Inhale. Side angle. So keep that front knee bent this time. You can take your right elbow to the knee, or once again, you can drop it to a block or you can drop it to the floor. You get to choose. And then just like that triangle, we're going to start to open it up without dumping into that right elbow or hand. So right shoulder, reach those left fingers long. So your option is you can keep it here. You can sink it a little bit deeper and you can start to stretch it out by reaching those left fingers up and over, creating a line, going from the outer edge of that left leg all the way through the body and out those left fingertips. Making sure not to sink and dump right here. Keep it open. Keep space between your ear and your shoulder. Big inhale. And then we're just going to inhale and come all the way up to center. We're going to turn to face the wide edge of the mat. So this first one, we're going to point the toes out, heels in. I want you to reach those arms up. And then we're going to open it, sink it, cactus those arms, sink those hips down low. And then inhale and rise. Exhale and sink. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, we're going to inhale, hold here, and now we're going to turn those toes. They're either going to face that wall or they might even turn in just a little bit. That's okay. And we're going to get ready for a wide-legged fold. So I like to step to the back of my mat. We're going to inhale, expand, open that chest, and then exhale, just hinge and fold. We're going to drop the hands beneath the shoulders, and they can stay here. So you inhale again. And then exhale, we're going to take it a little bit lower. So you may walk your hands down so that your fingers line up with your toes. You can also take it a little further so that your fingers line up with your heels. You can reach out to grab onto those toes and use it to pull yourself a little bit lower. And then just start to notice, where do you feel the weight in your feet? Our tendency, because we're afraid that we're going to roll over, is to come back into our heels and leave all of our weight into our heels. Let's try to avoid that. So shift it forward just a little bit so you find a balance in what you find in the left heel and the top of the foot. Find that balance in both feet. So inhaling, one more, full inhale and exhale. And then on the next inhale, we're just going to walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale right here. And then we're going to take the hands to the hips, soften through the knees as we rise to stand. And then we're just going to turn, come into that crescent lunge at the top of our mat. And then hands to the floor. Step it back. High plank to low plank, or you can go straight into your down dog. Now we're going to find that same sequence on the other side, but I'm just going to simply turn to face the other end of my mat so that I don't put my back to you. You guys just stay right where you are. Left foot, 3-point. Warrior one. Place that left foot between the hands and then spin the back foot flat. We want the whole sole of the foot into the mat. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and lift. So one more time. Left knee, left toes, point straight ahead. Right foot is into the floor, the whole sole of the foot, and we feel the outer edge of that right foot. We're really gripping in there. Hips are okay to be to the side, but we're going to start to square up and straighten up shoulders, chest, and take our gaze forward. Inhale, make your spine long. Maybe sink a little deeper with your exhale. One more inhale. And then warrior two, we're going to open it up. So open that chest to the side. Open those hips to the side, but reach those fingers long. Relax the shoulders. Maybe with your exhale breaths, you sink it a little bit deeper. Lower body is going to stay just as it is, and we're going to take it to peaceful warrior. So right hand down, left hand is going to reach up and back. Breathe here. Keep that space. Keep that lift from the left hip all the way through those left fingertips. Triangle. So we're going to straighten both legs. Find those warrior two fingers first. Reach those left fingers long, and then take it down. Shin, block, floor, whatever you would like. Just remember, lightly putting the weight into that left hand or those left fingers. So it means keeping everything up here active. Keep it lifted, no sinking and dumping. This is still a working pose. We're not relaxing here. So keep that space between the ear and the shoulder and keep that chest open. Peaceful warrior. We're going to find the bend in that front knee. Reach those left fingers up and over. One more inhale. Lower body stays as it is. Side angle. Left hand to left, or left elbow to knee, or hand to the floor or block. And then again, start to create that space. Start to open. No sinking or sagging. You can keep reaching for the ceiling, or you can make that pose a little longer by reaching out and over. One more full inhale and exhale. And then we're going to inhale into center. So this is where we're going to point those toes out but heels in. So reach tall through those fingers. Exhale, sink and open it up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hold the top. Turn those toes. We're going to prepare for one more wide-legged fold. This time, I'm going to option to take the bind behind my back. So I'm going to interlace the fingers together. And as I open, I'm going to look up, reach up, and then exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. So you can either allow your arms to stay along your back, or you can pull them away and toward the floor. So think about drawing the center of the top of your head, the crown of your head toward the floor. And at the same time, also reaching those knuckles toward the floor. Notice where you feel the weight in your feet. Trying to find the balance between the front and the back of the foot. And then we're going to release that bind. Take the hands underneath the shoulders as we inhale and half lift. Exhale right here. Take the hands to the hips. Soften through those knees. Inhale, we're going to come up. Now I'm not going to try not to confuse you. I'm going to come back so that I'm facing the same direction as you guys now. So we're going to come back into that crescent lunge. And then hands to the floor. Step back. Either high plank to low plank or take it straight into your down dog. One more inhale. Bend the knees as you exhale. Prepare. Take a look at those hands. Walk, step, come to the top of your mat. Fold forward. Tadasana, come all the way to stand. And exhale. Bring those hands to heart center. We're just going to find short little balance flow. So I'm going to back up a little, give myself some space. And on your inhale, we're going to take that right foot to stork. So we're going to bring that right knee up, keep that right foot flexed. Your hands can stay here in heart center. We're going to shift into a warrior three. So it can be airplane, it can be warrior three with the hands at center, or you can bring those arms overhead. So we're pressing that right heel toward the back of the room, right toes for the floor. Another option is to ground your warrior three by simply taking your hands or your fingertips to the floor. We're going to keep lifting, opening that chest to try not to sink and dump into it. One more inhale. And then we're going to plant the right toes to the floor and find our crescent lunge. Actually, let's change it to a warrior one. So we're going to ground that foot down flat. Line up. Left knees, left toes to the front of the mat. Big inhale. Humble warrior. So we're going to take a bind behind the back, just like we did in that forward fold. Inhale, we're going to open the chest. And then exhale, hinge from the hips. Allow that head to drop to the inside of the left knee. Again, arms can stay on your back. You can lift them up and over. Release that bind. Inhale those arms back to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, step it back, high to low plank, or straight into down dog. All right, on your exhale, we're going to bend the knees and prepare. Walk, step, come to the top of the mat. Fold forward. Tadasana, we're going to rise to the stand. And then bring the hands to center, and we're going to prepare for that left side. Stork. So left knee lifts. Flex that left foot. Again, hands can be wherever you need them to be. We're going to shift into that warrior three. So airplane arms, prayer arms, arms overhead. Also, you can ground it. So just actively press that left heel to the wall behind you. You can even take a look at those toes. Make sure they point to the ground. One more inhale. We're going to start to drop those left toes to the ground. We're going to take the foot to the ground, and we're going to rise to warrior one. Inhale and lift. Humble warrior. Take that bind behind the back. Open the chest as you inhale. Sink and fold as you exhale. Then release those hands. I'm going to inhale back to warrior one. And then exhale, hands to the front foot. Step it back. Either take your flow or go straight into down dog, or even child's pose is an option. And let's drop to table. And we're going to come up so that you are standing on your knees. We're going to find camel. So some options here. You can have blocks by, I'm going to show you a few variations. But we're going to start by simply just tucking the toes under so that our heels come up a little taller. And I'm also going to place my blocks back here just so that you can see the different variations. We're going to take the hands behind the back. So it's like you're finding support in your low back. So pressing those palms into the low back, fingertips point down toward the floor. Open the chest, bring those shoulders together behind you, bring those elbows together behind you. And then as you inhale, we're just going to start to open through the front of the chest. Find length. Gaze might go forward, gaze might stay right here. And then when you're ready, you just start to take it back. You can leave your hands here for support, or you can start to reach down. So here's where you might reach for your blocks. You might reach for your heels. You might keep it right here, hands to low back. But wherever you settle, then start to open back up again. So start to press the hips toward the wall in front of you. Start to find that space and that openness in the front of the chest. Again, your eyes, your gaze can be straight up or they can be straight ahead. Find one more inhale. And then start to reverse that. Maybe walk it back up. And then we're just going to sit hips to heels. Take a little breather. We're going to do one more of those. And so your option on that second one is either repeat what you just did or maybe take it down a little further if you feel comfortable with that. All right, so we're going to prepare. I'm going to show you one more option, and that would be to not tuck the toes and bring those heels up. So if you were there already and you want to go a little more, maybe leave those the tops of the feet on the ground so that the heels are a little further away. So we'll prepare, open the front of the chest, inhale, find the space, and then start to take it back, pressing those hips to the front of the room. Start to find openness in the front of the chest. Breathing here. One more. And then we're just going to start to slowly come up. Sit back, hips to heels. And then we're going to come back and find our down dog. Right leg 3-point. Half pigeon on the right. So we're just going to bring that knee to the top of the mat. And then start to shift it down. So right foot, we're going to keep it flexed. Left leg, take a look back. We want it to come down through the center of the mat, making sure that you find the line, top of the knee, top of the foot, down toward the floor. And then making sure that all the way out through those toes, you find one long line. So no ankles or anything circling in. Your option is you can keep this one lifted, or you can start to relax it and sink it a little deeper. And then on your inhale, we're gonna lift. And then we're gonna bring that left leg, the one that's behind, and we're gonna swing it all the way around to the front. And I'm gonna turn to the side so that you get a better angle of what I'm doing. So that left leg extends long. We're gonna keep the bend in that right leg for a seated tree. So bring the sole of the foot into the inner right or inner left thigh. Find the sits bones into the ground. Find a long spine as you inhale. Open the chest, stretch through that neck. Keep the length in the spine as you hinge and fold. To bend knees, seated forward fold. Each time you inhale, think about making your spine a little longer, finding just a little more space in between each vertebrae. And then keeping that space and just sink and fold a little deeper each time you exhale. And then on your inhale, we'll lift. And we're going to come into our down dog, or at least table, reset everything, whichever you prefer. Maybe loosen it up, move it out just a little, and when you're ready, we'll take that left leg, 3-point, and then half pigeon on the left. So left knee comes to the top of the mat, and we start to extend right leg long this time. Take a look back. Find that long line, making sure the top of the foot and the knee points to the floor. Flex that left ankle. And then just start to square the hips up. Again, leave this one lifted, or you can sink it a little lower. And then as you inhale, we're going to lift and rise. And then we're going to take the right leg, swing it around to the front. Again, I'm going to turn to the side so you have a better view of what's going on here. Left knee, deep bend, and we're going to place the sole of that left foot on the inner right thigh. Sit up tall with the inhale. Keep it long. Hinge and fold with the exhale. And then on your inhale, we're going to rise. We'll extend both legs forward. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can, again, get that better view. And we're going to find a boat pose. So go ahead and wiggle around a little bit. Find both sits bones making contact or come close to that floor. Sit back and engage. Find a long line, hips through the shoulders. Keep that chest open. And then find your boat pose, whichever variation. You can take it with a bent knee. You can take it with the toes on the ground. Hands can be behind the knees. Hands can extend beside the legs. Big inhale. Inhale. Let boat. Breathe here. High boat. Inhale, low boat. Then keep it here, and then roll it to one side. So keep those arms engaged, keep the chest lifted, keep the shoulders lifted, keep the legs lifted. Coming through center, high boat. Inhale, low boat. Roll it to one side. Keep it lifted, keep it engaged. Bring it to center. High boat. Whew, becoming a little more challenging. One more inhale. Low boat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Reach those fingers up and overhead. Find a long stretch all the way through the body. We'll pull the knees into the chest. And then start a little forward and back motion, eventually making it a little bit bigger so that you roll yourself up to seated. And we're going to find a reverse table. So we're going to simply take the hands behind our back, fingertips pointing to our hips. Heels are going to come into line with the hips. And on your inhale, we're just going to lift through the hips and rise. So pressing the center of the heels to the floor, lifting the pelvis toward the ceiling. Just like in that camel, you can keep your gaze to the ceiling, or you can keep your gaze forward toward your knees. Knees and toes are pointing to that wall in front of you. One more inhale. Lower down with your exhale. We're going to find a bridge or a supported bridge. So come onto your back. I'm going to choose a supported bridge today. But we're going to go ahead and bring those heels in close to our hips once more. Arms down by your side. And then as you inhale, press heels to the floor. Hips are going to lift. And if you're supporting like me, then you're going to place your block or your books or whatever you have underneath those hips. And then we're going to start to come back into our alignment and engage. So we want to keep those knees and toes pointing toward the wall in front of you and keep them lined up. Knees and hips in line. Reach those hands down along the floor, reaching fingertips toward your heels. With each inhale, we're going to open up and find that expansion in the front of the chest. And then releasing, if you've got that block, lifting, removing it. We'll bring knees into chest. And then we'll find our inversion, which is to simply take our feet or our heels over our heart. You can find shoulder stand, supported shoulder stand, waterfall. You can go to legs at the wall, or you can find a headstand, whichever you're feeling today, that's where you want to go. So today I'm just going to simply find our waterfall. So I'm going to extend my legs to the sky. I'm gonna line up my heels or my ankles, my knees, and my hips. And just like that bridge pose, I'm just gonna let my arms extend down by the side. Keeping the active legs, so flexing the feet, pressing the entire sole of the foot toward the floor. Those toes are gonna point to the wall behind me. Keeping those legs active and engaged. One more inhale. Bring the knees in. And I'm going to drop my feet to the floor, and I'm going to take my feet wide so that they come to the edges of my mat. And I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. Either extend those arms out like a T if you have the space, or maybe a cactus if you don't quite have so much space. And I'm just going to simply allow the knees to drop to one side and turn and take my gaze to the other. And then bring the knees into center. We'll switch sides. And the knees come into center once more. We'll bring knees to chest. And find happy baby. So open the knees a little bit wider, reaching shins behind the knees, ankles, outer edges of the feet. And then start to draw those knees to the outer edges of the body or toward the armpits. You can stay here or add a little movement. And whenever you're ready, we'll release and just start to extend out to our final relaxation. Open up across your mat. Take up space. Relax the body. Take a breath. Just do a normal inhale and exhale. And stay here for a few moments, a final piece.